While I'm looking at my phone, it's for business purposes for this meeting. I'm not doing what I told y'all not to do. And I'm certainly not falling asleep. Is everyone having a good time? Woo! I could maybe do the Tony Robbins, Yahoo! Is that what it is? I don't know. Hey, have you ever heard of Tony Robbins? What does he do? Yeah, I haven't. It's like, Yahoo! And everyone has to stand up and do that, but I'm not going to make you.
Hey!
That's kind of our Tony Robbins, Michael. Okay. I have the pleasure of meeting with and learning all about Chris VanGarrett. He is the founder and chief creative officer of VanGarrett Media and an ambassador for the Utah LGBTQ+ Chamber of Commerce. He cut his teeth in sales working for small startups and was eventually asked to join the global sales force at Lenovo. After almost a decade running incredibly successful sales and influence campaigns at Lenovo, he realized that he wanted to make more of a difference in his own community. Along with his spouse, Shayla, he started VanGarrett Media, a social media marketing and consulting firm which specializes in teaching small businesses how to communicate authentically with their customers. Welcome, Chris. Thank you. I'll try to get my stuff out of your way.
That's fine.
Thanks.
It's not in the way. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
So, we're raising the rainbow economy, right? No, thank you. Is that better?
You can also, if you're taller, you can have that stand.
It's a radio voice, not a hurdle. And so we're raising the rainbow economy, and today we're going to talk a little bit about how to communicate authentically with your audience in social media. It's really important. But first, a little bit about me. I am the Chief Creative Officer of VanGarrett Media, along with my spouse Shayla. We founded it. And I have a habit of making incredibly bad jokes. Not off-putting or offensive, really, just bad. I'll give you an example. My hairstylist is a woman named Jessica Gardner, and she does fantastic work. People remark on my hair all the time, and I always tell them the same thing. They're always like, "Hey, really nice." I say, "Oh, thanks. Thanks. I fell into a Slurpee machine, and this is just how it turned out." See, now you're very kind. That wasn't funny. No, it's something that makes you groan. I think you probably looked at the person to your right and went, and that's okay. That's intended. It's also something that made my attractiveness level drop significantly. It is the sort of thing you would swipe left on Tinder for, excuse me. See, again, bad at jokes. But would it, really? Would it? Because in that moment, I just shared a little bit of information about myself, right? Number one, that I make bad jokes. Number two, I'm self-effacing. And number three, I'm aware of the first two. And that's a level of vulnerability that makes me really, really great with moms, right? I charmed the heck out of every mother of every person I ever dated. It was fantastic. And it wasn't because I was funny, as you can tell. It's because I was real. And of course, you drop your date off 10 o'clock, of course, because I'm that guy, right? Drop the date off. Goodbye, Mrs. So-and-so. Have a good night. Have fun. She'd be sitting there in the living room. This is what moms do, right? They darn socks still. It happens. And I was never there for this conversation, but I imagine this is how it went, right? She'd be sitting there doing this. "Oh, honey, he may not be Ryan Gosling, but he's incredibly charming and self-aware. You could do a lot worse." And if that moment resonated with you, if you too make bad jokes and have great hair, or you just on occasion feel awkward, then we made a connection. And that connection, had I not jumped up here and told you that story, may never have happened at any other point in our lives. And it's these connections that we all really crave. You follow? All right, so my company, VanGarrett Media, we specialize in several disciplines: social media management, coordinated outreach, personality marketing, marketing consulting, messaging, branding, that sort of thing. We also do videography work and motion graphics. We have offices in Salt Lake City, Portland, and we're expanding into San Diego because I can't think of any place better to write off business trips. And interestingly enough, we are contacted about a particular line of work that never really entered my professional lexicon until a couple of years ago. Authenticity coaching. Something that Jason Woodland doesn't need me for, because he's that good. And I didn't get into this business to do authenticity coaching. I didn't get into this business to be a business coach, really. It just seems to be something we have a natural knack of doing, and explaining to people how to talk about their businesses in a cogent and meaningful way to their customers or to their clients, and really, really connect with them. So we decided to roll with it. And it's a pretty odd concept when you think about it. Authenticity coaching, what the hell does that even mean, right? Literally, you're teaching people how to be authentic. And why would anyone need that? I'll tell you. Because in my line of work, in my experience, people are absolutely terrified of being themselves. And that ain't right. We need to change that. And I've seen so many of these people at networking events. I'm sure you all have as well. They comprised about 90% of the workforce of my previous employer. And you've seen the type, right? They get up to do their 60-second commercials and they're ramrod straight. It's like they've got a metal rod right at their spine. They're just, hello, I'm Colin, and I work for this company, and I'm so-and-so, and this sort of thing. You can tell by their posturing and everything that they're looking around the room, and really what they're saying is, don't judge me, don't judge me, don't judge me, please like me, please like me, please like me, right? And that's rough, it really is. Because when you think about it, you think being authentic is easy. Just be yourself. Disney movies have been teaching us this since the 50s. And how hard can it be? Well, I challenge you, pull up Facebook Live, talk to your audience about something you don't normally talk about. It's enough to bring the squirrel out of anybody. I don't care how awesome you are. And yet, it's precisely what everyone in your audience wants to see. We want to see it because it makes you real. We want to see you unpolished because we are too. We want to see you in that way because it allows us to trust you, gives us permission to identify with you and like you. And who else do we do business with more than people we like, we trust, and we identify with? Make sense? So some of you, I think, are kind of going, right? So let me give you an example. This is how you fail at Facebook Live. And by the way, I use Facebook Live as an example because it is the most effective way that I've found to reach people for free. When you go live on Facebook, everyone, if you were all my friends right now, which most of you are, when you go live on Facebook, everybody gets a ping on their phone that says Jason Woodland's just gone live. The open rate of Facebook Live is about the same as a text message, which is above 95%.
Wow.
There's literally no better way that I know of to reach people for free, to get your message out for free than Facebook Live. But if you're not authentic, it's really easy to screw this up. And I'll give you an example. I'm sure you all have seen this, other than the people that take really bad videos of concerts, and we don't watch those anyway. You see that person that really wants to be authentic, and they go live on Facebook, and they hit the button, they go, hi, we'll give a few minutes for people to get on. They look at their camera with a dead stare. Hi, Mom. Hi, yeah. No, Mom. I'm not dating Colin anymore. We'll talk, Mom, we'll talk. All right, yeah, hi, Judy, hi, yeah. So, yeah, my name's Chris, and I do authenticity, and they hold it down here so you can see right up their nose. Authenticity coaching, and I do social media management as well, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm really good at it, and I really just want to help people, but I really would like to sit down with y'all because it's fun. This is a big business, and there's a lot of things to learn, and I really just would like I'd like the opportunity to sit down and teach you what I know, and hi, hey John, how's it going? You guys get the idea, right? Would you want to have a drink with that person? Would you want to do business with that person? Interestingly enough, they're the same thing. Personality marketing, which is really what we all do nowadays, means that your business and you are inseparable. You are the same thing. So everything you do on social media is reflective of your business as well. So if you get on and you aren't real, and you stutter a lot, and you feel really nervous and you don't just let go and be because you're afraid of that, that's going to show in your business as well, right? So I wanted to do something kind of special because Tracy asked me to. I'm going to give you an example of how to be really authentic in social media. So a lot of people are like, oh yeah, fine. But how do you really do it? Well, I'm going to go live on Facebook with all of you, and I'm going to share a story about myself that I've never shared in public ever. And you're all going to be part of this. But I'm really nervous because I'm human, right? So if you wouldn't mind, could I get some applause? A little bit more, a little bit more. Being authentic is why we're all here. All right, you guys ready? Going to be a part of this?
Yep.
All right. Everybody, how's it going? Oh, wait, we're waiting for people to get on? No, we won't. So, Chris VanGarrett, y'all know me. Oh, by the way, I'm not alone. Everybody say hi.
Hey.
We are literally live at the LGBTQ plus economic summit. And I'm here giving a talk about authenticity in social media. And I want to talk a little bit about something I've never talked about before. Why I started VanGarrett Media. I've never really told this story before. I was working for one of the major computer manufacturers in the world, Lenovo. And it was Fortune 500, and I have the intellectual and emotional PTSD from working for a Fortune 500 company to prove it. And I did very well. I did very well at sales, but I made a big mistake. I took a position that hindered my growth for 2 years. We ran these massive campaigns. We had a great time. We made a lot of money, made a lot of people happy, had a lot of great customers. But I took a job that otherwise lessened my light. And it was my fault, really. And because I did that, it stalled this ability to stand in front of everybody and really tell a great story, kind of like I'm doing now. So I wanted to share that story and also share that you're good enough, that you too can do this. You can get out and really be who you are. It's enough you have so much light about you. All of you that are in business right now, if you just let go and you just trust, and maybe you get out in front of a whole bunch of people, right? Maybe that's what it takes to actually do this, to be truly authentic with the people that follow you and the people that love you. Maybe that's what it's going to take, I don't know. But I want you to get out and tell your story, because I don't want you to spend 2 years languishing like I did. I literally sat on my ass for a year. Got paid $100,000 to sit on my ass, got assigned to a new project that was supposed to be the thing that was the next big thing for Lenovo. Turned out that wasn't the case. I sold one instance of that product. I talked to 10 customers in a year. Other than that, I really got to know my PlayStation well. But I started VanGarrett Media because I knew that I had a voice. I knew that I had things to share, and I knew I had value to bring. And we've brought so much value to so many people across the Wasatch Front, in Oregon as well. And I believe all of you can do the same thing. And it's really rough to admit this because it feels very much like I'm admitting failure and fault. Really what I did is I made a bad decision in taking that job. But I'm here to rectify it. And I'm here to make sure that no one feels the way that I felt for those 2 years. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate it. See what I mean? Now, was that engaging? Did you feel that? Right? I challenge all of you to do the same thing. And it doesn't have to be too personal, right? It doesn't have to be therapy, per se. But go live on Facebook and tell your audience something about your story. Tell them what that moment was. Tell them what that moment was where you had an entrepreneurial seizure that made you decide to start your business or do what you do. Because all of those stories are real. They're authentic and true. All of those stories resonate with us. And don't be polished. Sweat a little bit. Stutter on your words. It's okay, because that's what we all do. That's authenticity in social media. That's someone that you like, that you can identify with, and that you want to do business with. And that's really why we're all here. So, again, challenging you all to do the same. That's going to be the start of your education. I would like to continue this talk with each and every one of you later. I guarantee you're ready for this. I guarantee you're enough. I guarantee you can do this. And if you can't, if you still feel like you can't, give me a call. I'll get you there, because I owe you all. Thank you.